What's going on? It's the Rmss show, Rumble Mania Slam Survivor Show. I'm your host, Devereaux Davis, aka the Machine 2.0. Basically, today is January 23rd, the Saturday before the Rumble. The Royal Rumble is tomorrow, in Orlando, Florida. Uh, Big weekend for the WWE. Big weekend in the world of wrestling altogether. A lot of major events are starting to happen now, leading up to WrestleMania. And basically, this is I'm expecting this Royal Rumble right here to be a little bit different this year. It's definitely breaking ground. With this being the first Mania that the title is actually being defended. Sorry, the first Rumble that the title is actually being defended inside the ring in the Royal Rumble match itself. So this is definitely a groundbreaking Royal Rumble right here. Very very important Royal Rumble. So basically, today's show is a prediction show for the Royal Rumble. So what we're gonna do later on in this show, I'm gonna call my cousin Kenny V to get his opinions on what we expect to be one of the better Royal Rumbles. I'm convinced, even though a lot of superstars are out of this Royal Rumble and out is going to be gone for a while and going to be gone for Mania, I'm expecting this to be a good Rumble match no matter what. Even though Randy Orton, Cena, Rollins, Cesaro, who's actually one of my favorites, and a few others, definitely Sting. All of them are on the mend. All of them just finished having surgeries for various other injuries that they are going through. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for WWE to put out a good product, but I'm very convinced that a good showing will happen at this Rumble match right here. So before we get started, a few things I want to throw out there. The first thing is our email. Like I said, this show is about WWE fans, which is me, the Machine 2.0, my cousin Kenny V, and my boy Bruce Rude, who you met in the last video. This is our opinions and everything. This is something that we're talking about current events going on in WWE, going on in the worldwide wrestling altogether. And basically, we just want to, voice our opinions, want to hear your opinions, and want to get your feedback. So we do have an email address that you could contact us at. We also have an Instagram account that you can contact us at. Now, the Instagram account is actually the name spelled out all the way, The Rumble Mania Slam Survivor Show. Just follow us on that. Also, our email is is actually RMSS show, word show spelled out, at gmail.com. That's RMSS show at gmail.com. Send us any questions. We'll answer it right on the video on our show. You'll see it answered. We'll read your name out and we'll answer the questions. And send us any corrections, anything you feel that you want to tell us, get off your chest. We're definitely open to all suggestions and anything of that nature. So with that out the way, I do have one correction that I need to make for my last video, the one I did with Bruce Rude. I mentioned that Roman Reigns potentially could be the second person to win back-to-back Rumbles. I was wrong when I said that there was only one person that won back-to-back Rumbles, and I said it was Stone Cold. Silly of me to forget that Hogan won back in 90 and 91. Silly of me to forget that HBK won back in 95 and 96. Stone Cold did win back-to-back. That was back in 97 and 98. So with that correction made, there were 3 back-to-back winners, and the 3 of them were Hogan, HBK, and Stone Cold. Potentially, Reigns could be number 4. And that leads into my predictions for the Rumble. Before I call Kenny V to speak more about this, uh, basically, I'm I'm not sold, even though I believe that's a potential ending, and I believe there's really 3 to 4 potential endings that could happen with this match. And already, as I spoke in other videos about my concrete prediction, which is Triple H, and we already went there. But I think there's gonna be more of a twist to it being Triple H. But I'll speak about that last. So the 4 potential endings I see for this, the 4 potential winners I see for this. I'll speak about number 1. Number 1 could be Roman Reigns winning the whole entire thing, just going straight through, cleaning the house. Reason why I can see that being a possibility, because the last person to go from 1 to 30 and clean house and went the whole way through was Chris Benoit in 2004. They totally want to eliminate Chris Benoit's name from the record books. They totally don't want him to be the last person to go from 1 to the end. So which better way to do it than their new poster boy and the guy they're trying to promote and push as the head of the company? Or what better way to do it than to have Roman Reigns make a clean sweep and win it, going from number 1 all the way to the end. That is a potential. In the order of 1 to 4, do I think that will happen? I think they want to give this guy a good push. But I could also see a few reasons why they won't do it. The reason why they won't do it is number 2, AJ Styles. Now, if AJ Styles is in the Rumble, I think I think it'll be important for the WWE to realize their past 2 mistakes from the last Rumble. And the past 2 mistakes from the last 2 Rumbles were that they actually did a disservice to Roman Reigns by having Daniel Bryan in last year's Rumble. Totally set the stage wrong for him to push him the way they wanted to push him. Basically, the crowd wanted to see Daniel Bryan. They wanted to see Daniel Bryan's story continued and finished. And it left him the year before, his injury left him with an incomplete to the story that started in WrestleMania 30 with him winning the title against Randy Orton and Batista. Now, they forced Roman down your throat, and a lot of fans rebelled against it, and it was the wrong place to do it because it happened in Philly, which is a very strong crowd and a very very vocal crowd. And Roman wasn't received well after Daniel Bryan got eliminated after only being in the match for about 7 to 8 minutes, and he got eliminated by Bray Wyatt. So with that being said, there's no way that I see that WWE gonna let Roman Reigns win it with a crowd favorite in there. You understand? If there's a crowd favorite in there, such as the AJ Styles, because he's getting that buzz now. Everybody wants to see him in there. I believe that there's no way that the WWE should make that mistake again, unless it's just pig-headed and Vince McMahon just wants to shove him down your throat 3 years in a row. Now, the year before that, Batista won, and against WWE's better judgment, what happened was Daniel Bryan was in that Royal Rumble, but he was in a one-on-one match with Bray Wyatt, which I don't recall. I think he lost to Bray Wyatt, and fans rebelled against that decision of not putting Roman Reigns in. Not putting Daniel Bryan in that Rumble. Every time another person came out, they was waiting for that song to come on, and every time they was disappointed. So number 30 came out, which was Rey Mysterio, and he got booed out the building when they realized that Daniel Bryan's not going to be in this Royal Rumble match. Batista winning over Roman Reigns at the end got booed out the building too. So WWE didn't make a good decision by either first not putting Daniel Bryan in the match and then putting him in the match and then having him lose. The fans want to see Daniel Bryan win. So at the end of the day, the fans want to see who they want to see win, and in my opinion, I call that the Daniel Bryan effect. If you have the Daniel Bryan effect going on tomorrow night, it will be AJ Styles being inside the Royal Rumble match and not winning, and a Roman Reigns victory would totally not be received the way that WWE wants it to be received. So, in my opinion, that's the only way. That's one of the ways I see Roman Reigns not leaving there with the title is if a person like AJ Styles is in there. Now, my second person to win would be AJ Styles. Now, Stephanie last 2 weeks ago when they did, well, was it last week? Sorry, when they did the raffle to see who's going to be the first participant in the Royal Rumble match, Stephanie kind of made a hint towards somebody winning that's not in the company. Internet went crazy with it, with AJ Styles being the person that she was referring to. It's known by everybody now that AJ Styles and a lot of New Japan wrestlers signed with WWE. A few of them need to be cleared. A few of them are coming over now. How many is going to participate in the Royal Rumble match is beyond my knowledge. I know there's 26 people that's confirmed for the Royal Rumble match right now. I'm not going to name off all 26, but there's 4 spots that's open. Will those 4 spots be open? Will there be some surprises? Yes, I think there'll be at least 1 or 2 surprises. Is AJ Styles considered a surprise? No, not necessarily, because I think he's going to be pushed because he wants to be pushed towards Mania and be in the Mania event. Rumors are that he's not going to start in NXT. He's going to go right to the WWE roster, which I am A-okay with because he's a vet. And I think he knows how to play in this business. So, and he's a great performer. A lot of dream matches I could see take place. Him and Seth Rollins, him and Chris Jericho, him and whoever else. Will it be a coup if he wins the title on in the Rumble? It'll be a big coup because Vince does not give wrestlers from other promotions a big push right away. I can't remember a time he has done that. And will AJ Styles break that trend? Who's to say? Is AJ Styles a credible enough superstar to break that trend? I definitely think so. And I definitely think the fans in Orlando who are real true fans, because they know a lot about the indie circuits, the smaller circuits that WWE, their farm system was down there, the NXT is down there in Florida. They know about the journey a lot of these guys take to become superstars. So a lot of them seen AJ Styles when he was seen him on TV, seen him on TNA, seen him when he was coming up. So will they want to do the people want to see something different? Yes, they do. They want to see a swerve. They want to see they're tired of it being predictable. So AJ Styles, in my opinion, is a wild card. Will he at the end of the day will he win? No, I don't think so. I don't think Roman's gonna win, and I don't think AJ Styles is gonna win. Now it's number 3. Of course, the odds-on favorite for this match. You would think the person defending the title could be a odds-on favorite because they are the champ at the end of the day. So you think that Roman Reigns would be the favorite, but he's not even close to being the favorite. I think the favorite is Brock Lesnar. Brock is it goes without explaining to you, he is who he is. UFC heavyweight champion, high school, college champ, whatever, WWE champ numerous times. Brock Lesnar's a beast. He's the beast incarnate. He won a Royal Rumble match before. He has the experience of winning a Royal Rumble match. Will I say he would come in there and destroy everybody? He is a machine. He is an animal. Now, lately you haven't seen people teaming up together to to take the advantage of somebody and throw them out the ring. Last time you seen this was a long time ago. You don't really see that happen anymore. However, though, there are now three. There are four factions. There are 3 4-man factions, 4 factions altogether, 1 3-man faction. So that means, in my opinion, I could see a lot more teaming up than usual. There's the League of Nations. There's the Wyatt family, who I think is the strongest. They are the New Day. They're the Social Outcasts, which I don't even forget about it. So anyway, do I see people banding up to throw out the biggest guy in the ring? Yeah, that used to be back in the days when they used to throw everybody gang up together and throw out faces and heels gang together and throw Andre Giant out the ring or whatever else, or try to throw Big Show out the ring. Will they try to do that to Brock? Yeah, I think so. Will it be successful? No, I don't think so. I think they're just going to do that to make him look stronger. They attempt to get him out. It doesn't work. He cleans house. Depending on when time he comes in, I think he's going to throw out the most people tomorrow. Depending on what time he comes in, if he's number 30, if he's number 15, whatever, number 2, he will throw out the most people. That's my prediction. Whoever wants to put money up, let's put money up. But I bet you he's going to throw out the most people tomorrow. Basically, he's going to throw out a few people. I see him targeting one person in particular who I think he's starting to feud with, which is Bray Wyatt. Now, I won't go into that, but do I think Roman Reigns' record is in jeopardy? No, not one bit. I think he'll probably fall short of breaking the 12 that Roman Reigns threw out the ring. I don't even think he'll tie Kane with 11. Kane actually is the all-time leader in the Royal Rumble. That's part of Royal Rumble history. Kane is also, I think he has 45 eliminations altogether in his career. Roman Reigns might beat it later on in his career because he already has a head start. He already has 18 and counting. Hopefully Kane comes in and puts some more bodies out, and put more on his record. But anyway, I see Brock coming in there, cleaning the house, pretty much doing most of the work, most of the heavy lifting. After he done some of the heavy lifting, I see him targeting his new rival, which is Bray Wyatt, and I see him and the Wyatt family probably eliminating all 4 of the Wyatt family members. I'd like to see him go toe-to-toe with Braun Strowman. Very intriguing match. Very intriguing encounter. I see him getting rid of a Braun Strowman, of Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and then I see him getting rid of Bray Wyatt. I don't think a heel is going to be. I don't think a Wyatt's going to be the championship holder. I don't think he's going to be the last one in there. I see Brock eliminating him, and I see. Let me tell you a little bit about Bray's character. If you're following, Bray's character plays a jealous role. He plays the person who always who's kind of envious. He was envious towards Roman. That's when he started feuding with Roman. Envious towards Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, and then he would target them. He would target after them when they get a certain amount of success. He covets certain things. He covets and he covets the title. And he's trying to become the face of evil, but in the long run, he seems more like a jealous character. I see him being eliminated and coming back to target the person that eliminated him. Now, in which fashion I see him coming back? Does he come back a sneaky way? Come and hides under the ring? Once Brock Lesnar goes to do something, comes in the ring and pulls him out, eliminates him? Or does the lights go out? All of a sudden he eliminates Brock a certain way? Who knows? But at the end of the day, I see a screw job on Brock because at the end of the day, I don't see nobody putting Brock over the top of the ring. Fair and legally, I see it being a screw job to Brock. Reason why I also see it being a screw job because I see they have to push this feud to make it credible at WrestleMania and to make it intriguing because it's going to be one of the top main event matches to make this one of the biggest WrestleManias ever. Basically, they trying to make Bray Wyatt to be a credible heel for Brock Lesnar. Now, as far as I see Brock Lesnar winning this title, will I see him winning it? Not one bit. Not even close. They will never put the title. Now, I'm not going to say never, but they won't put the title on Brock Lesnar right now. What they do want to do is have this title on TV. A year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, they changed the look of the title when The Rock won against CM Punk at Royal Rumble 2013. So actually, sorry, 3 years ago. Wow. So they wanted a new look to his belt. The reason why you want a new look to the belt because you want to sell more merchandise. In order to sell more merchandise, you need to see the product on TV. In order to see the product on TV, you need a champion that's going to be there every week. Brock Lesnar, when he was holding the title, wasn't there every week. He would take 2 months off. He'll take a month off. He'll take 3 weeks off. You wouldn't see this title on TV. You wouldn't even know. If you just started watching wrestling at the time when Brock Lesnar was champ, you didn't even know who the hell the championship, the wrestler, who the title belt holder was. You didn't even know how the belt looked. So in order to sell more merchandise, sell more products, more WWE belts, you have to show this belt every freaking day. You have to show when the show starts. You have to show when the show ends. You have to show in the middle of the show. And Brock wasn't there to do this. So that's why, in my opinion, I don't see WWE putting the belt back on him right now, especially going into WrestleMania, because this is a critical time of year for them. And this is one of the biggest WrestleManias that you're trying to ever have. So, in my opinion, do I see Brock winning it? Not one bit. They want somebody that's going to be there every day. Every day to promote this belt. And Brock Lesnar is just not going to be there at this time. So, moving forward and going to number 4, and pretty much you already know who I'm going to pick for this. Who's going to come in to take, to help, put the belt, put the belt in a certain prestige, a certain way, in a certain aura, who carried this belt numerous times in their career, and who needs one last run. I'm gonna go with the person I mentioned before, Mr. Triple H. I think he's gonna be the last person in the ring. I see Triple H coming in because he's been off TV for a while. So what better way to start the feud with him and Roman Reigns going into Mania by having Triple H win the belt. It doesn't make no sense for Roman Reigns to win the belt at the Royal Rumble, keep the belt, and then fight Triple H at Mania. There's nothing up for grabs. There's nothing that's going to change. It's really counterproductive in a way. You want the story to happen. If Roman wins in Rumble and then he goes into Mania and fights Triple H and win again, and he keeps the belt both times, no story was told, nobody really got over, it just stayed status quo. So which other way to get this guy over? How are you going to get the new face of the company, the person that you want to promote and push and force down our throats? How are you going to get him over? You're going to have a credible heel. have the belt and have him chase after that credible heel. You're gonna have the biggest heel of the 2000s, and the biggest heel of the company, which is the COO of the company, Triple H, carry the belt, and the way you have him carry the belt is have him win the Rumble. He hasn't been on TV since TLC, and we discussed this numerous times. He hasn't been on TV since then. He's been at NXT events because that's his thing, NXT. But he's been gone from WWE program, WWE shows, Raw, SmackDown, and Vince has been taking over for him. So the authorities on sick, the King of Kings, Triple H, on Roman Reigns. Before I mentioned to you that he's going to be the 30th participant, the 30th person to come down. Yes, I definitely think he's going to be the last person in the ring. I think that's kind of predictable. But what better way to do it? How are you going to put a swerve to it? Because everybody's already predicting it, right? So there's been every Rumble's been like a 30-man match, except for one, 2011, when Del Rio won in that 40-man Rumble, right? But how are you going to make this more of a more suspenseful? How are you going to make this more intriguing? Now, if I was booking this, I'd book this as a 31-man Royal Rumble. How you do that? All right, you say 31. That's very uneven. How do you do that? All right, so you don't necessarily have to advertise as 31-man Rumble. The 31st man is going to be Triple H, but Triple H is the authority. Vince McMahon is the authority. Stephanie's the authority. So pretty much at the end of the day, they are the law. They do make the rules. They do call the shots. Which better way to call the shots than and totally piss off everybody and make Roman Reigns more of a sympathetic figure than to screw him over and all of a sudden think that maybe he did win. Maybe he did win, go from 1 to 30 and eliminated everybody, and he's the last one in the ring, right? Maybe he's the last one there, right? But then he said, wait, hold up. There's one more participant. This was now a 31-man Royal Rumble. And then the three H's come out. Triple H comes out, his music hits. Bam, he makes his return. Bam, he eliminates Roman. Bam, he's the new champ. Bam, we go on to WrestleMania. Bam, we have a one-on-one match. What better way to make it more appealing to the fans of WWE that's been doing these prediction shows like me and predicting what's going to happen and feel that this is becoming more and more of a predictable programming. Change it up a little bit. Bend the rules. Like WWE say and Vince McMahon says, anything can happen in WWE. This January right here, this pay-per-view right here, the WWE network is free. What better way to glue and make other new subscribers and other people that's joining the WWE network? What better way to keep them hooked and keep them going into WrestleMania and past Mania with their subscription than to give them a good storyline to follow and give them a good storyline and good a good pay-per-view to talk about, or a good topic to talk about the Monday after the Rumble, and pretty much water cooler talk. Oh, did you see that Triple H came out 31 how he screwed over Roman Reigns again? That's the best. That's what's best for business, and that's the best way I think they should book this Royal Rumble as a 31-man match and have Triple H come out number 31 after everybody's in the ring. Do it whichever way you want to do it, but just make it a 31-man Royal Rumble. End of the day, I'll be watching. Everybody else be watching, and we'll look for a way to be entertained. All right, now going on to the rest of the card. So recapping that, yes, at the end of the day, I think Triple H will win the Royal Rumble match. Who do I see in these other matches? These low card matches. All right. There's about 4 titles up for grab actually. 5 titles. So this should be a night of champions. To be honest with you, pretty much all 5 titles are up for grab. Let's start off with the USA Championship, right? All right. Since we already got the WWE Championship out the way, Triple H is gonna be the winner. No Roman Reigns, no AJ Styles, no Brock Lesnar. Let's go to the USA title. Now Kalisto versus Del Rio. They've been hot potatoing this title back and forth. Del Rio wins it. Kalisto wins it. Del Rio wins it back. Who's gonna win it in Royal Rumble? Okay. Let's look at the 2 participants. We have Del Rio, who's in the faction that's going nowhere. I've been telling you that since day 1 of that faction. Who would be more relevant with this title right now? WWE is hell bent in making some new stars now, making some new faces. Like I said, they're driven on merchandise. They're driven on selling things. All right. Who's more marketable? Del Rio going into WrestleMania season. Who's more marketable? They have 2 Mexicans going against each other, so no matter what, they're gonna be big in Dallas when WrestleMania comes. Who's more of a marketable character if they keep this feud going to WrestleMania? Who's more of a marketable character? You can answer that question easily with Kalisto. He has the mask. WWE could sell masks to children. They could sell masks to Mexican children who follow Lucha Underground and all other stuff in Lucha Wrestling. Who needs the title to be more relevant, in my opinion? Kalisto does. Kalisto is a tag team competitor, and his tag team partner Sin Cara is out and is going with a shoulder injury. So he's very relevant in the tag team world. As a singles wrestler, not as credible yet. Could I see them putting the title on him to give him that push to help him? They already gave him a little pop by having him win it on Raw. So why not have him go all the way and hold the title into Mania? So my prediction for Royal Rumble USA title match would be Kalisto. Okay, now let's move on to the females match. As y'all know, I'm not really a big fan and follower of the females in the Divas Revolution. Call it what it is, but it doesn't entertain me. But I must not lie. Lately, I've been entertained a lot by Becky Lynch and her character. Love the fact that she's being pushed right now. I think I became convinced that I liked her when I found out that she was since she came from Ireland. She's been a New Yorker. She used to work in a bar in New York. So, you know, as you know, everybody know I'm a New Yorker. I'm from Brooklyn. So, basically, you know, that's kind of, I'm like, you know, all right, I'm feeling her. So I started listening to her story. Started watching her matches. She brings it. Very good in-ring. She has a lot of good chemistry with Charlotte in the ring. I think they would tear down the house and have a great match in the Royal Rumble. Now let's talk a little bit about Charlotte, the heel of this match and the champ. Charlotte has a nice run. She has a title. She's a very dominant athlete. I don't know what to say. I'm lost at why she's not getting over like she was in the beginning. I think the pairing and her taking a lot of her Pop's effect, a lot of his wooing, and a lot of his in-ring shenanigans kind of watered down her character and made her character not as didn't come across and connect with the crowd as it would, because she's trying to be the female version of her Pops, and a lot of people resented that, and that's why she was not getting the response that she was getting before and should have got, and she had no choice but to become a heel. With her as a heel, she's tall, Becky Lynch is shorter, a lot of other divas are shorter, so it makes sense in a way because she's a taller, bigger person, so she is hard to put as an underdog. So it's better to put her as a bullying, brooding type of female with an arrogant streak, and and have her as the hated person. Her pops being on her side, that shouldn't go further than it is right now because it is what it is. But to me, I don't see it helping her, or I don't see it benefiting her at all. So in my opinion, at the end of the day, will they put a belt on Becky Lynch? I don't think the WWE sold on Becky Lynch, the higher ups. I do think they want to. I mean, I don't see this feud going into WrestleMania. I think they do want to do a Sasha Banks push if they can, because Sasha Banks gets the crowd, was over with the crowd. I do think they could do a Sasha Banks versus Charlotte WrestleMania match. So in order to do that, Charlotte has to be the champ. If Sasha Banks is not the champ, so do I see Becky Lynch winning it? I actually would say no. I think it's going to be Charlotte. All right, moving on to the next match, which will be the Intercontinental title match. But before I get there, let's get the tag team titles out the way. All right, a feud that I'm not really following that much. I'm not really that interested in. Feels watered down already. The tag team titles up for grab. New Day and Uso. Okay. The last half of 2015, New Day actually saved WWE, and New Day on TV was a very was a must-see TV. Did the act get stale fast? Somewhat. They, it's getting to that point where it's like, all right, New Day's New Day. They do what they do. They come out, make noise, sell a few things, sell a few unicorn horns, whatever else. But as title holders, like, you don't really take them seriously because they're like almost becoming a heel comedy act, and they do take a lot of bumps. They got demolished by Brock. They got demolished by even though they still won the titles, but they did get put through tables and everything by the Dudley Boys. The Usos always gonna get pushed. Have been getting pushed for a while. And I think they would put the title back on the Usos going into Mania. With New Day being a comedy act, do they need the title to be relevant? Not necessarily. The Usos need a title more because they're not a comedy act. They don't really have nothing outside of the titles going on. Most people that are comedy acts, not saying that New Day is only comedy, they are heel, but they do have charisma on the mic. So in order they could stay relevant without the titles on their back, or on their shoulders, or on their waist, they could stay relevant and stay in the WWE picture without the titles being there. So, who needs the titles more to be relevant and to be more of a credible person or a credible team going into Mania? The Usos. I'm going to keep this one short and simple. Title change, Usos over the New Day. Alright, now let's go to the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens, I think, is the best feud. A best feud that's been going on for the past 6 months. WWE haven't had great feuds going on in a while. Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, pretty good, pretty decent so far. Very physical. Two competitors are very physical brawlers. All right, skilled. Kevin Owens a little bit more skilled. Let's talk about what the possibilities are. Who needs the title more, in my opinion? Who needs to stay relevant? Who needs to move on to a different feud? This and that. Do I see this feud going on much longer? Do I think this could be the maybe Fast Lane could be the end of it. Maybe Monday night could be the end of it. Who knows? But I do see one question will be answered to me depending on a result. If Dean Ambrose leaves Orlando with the Intercontinental title, then definitely guaranteed for sure that Kevin Owens is going to be fighting Undertaker at WrestleMania. When I heard before the rumors, and the rumors been getting strong that Kevin Owens is going to be fighting Undertaker, when I first heard that, I wasn't really a big fan of that. But as I start thinking more and more about it, Kevin Owens is a beast. Kevin Owens is he's, in my opinion, the future. WWE doesn't look at him that way. They don't look at him or Ambrose as having that star quality or anything like that. But the internet fans and the real hardcore WWE fans know that Kevin Owens is a star, and they feel Kevin Owens. Good on the mic. He doesn't have the look, but he is what it is. He has that mean streak. Okay. How do you make Kevin Owens a strong, credible opponent for Taker? You have him and Dean Ambrose have that type of feud that is physical, that they both look strong, that helps Kevin Owens get over. I see this is going to be, I think it's a street fight or a Falls Happen Anywhere fight. I forgot what it is. But any which way, I see this not ending cleanly. I see both characters being portrayed as being strong. I say to myself, who needs the belt on their waist to look credible, look strong going into the WrestleMania season? I see Dean Ambrose need the belt. Kevin Owens, in order to fight Taker, does not need that belt around his waist. They do not need a belt in between the feud of him and Taker. They just need Kevin Owens to come to the ring and fight Taker. That's it. They need, and I actually like the fact, because I think Kevin Owens could carry a good match for him and Taker, and I think he carry Taker and hold Taker's hands in the ring to make sure that this fight will go down the way, and make sure that Taker doesn't take those big bumps. He's a vet in the ring. He's been doing it for a while. So I see Kevin Owens versus a Taker happening in Mania. So with that being said, he does not need to beat Dean Ambrose in order to fight Taker. I think Ambrose is gonna win. I think Ambrose is gonna beat him, but I think it's gonna be a screwy finish. Whether it being a Falls Happen Anywhere or street fight, maybe something happens where somebody comes out of nowhere and something just happens. I can't predict what will happen because WWE is the one that's writing it, but I do see it ending screwy, and I do see Kevin Owens not coming out of there with the title, but I do see him performing strongly and maybe even dominating the match. I do see Ambrose just squeaking out there with his title. So at the end of the day, the Intercontinental title will stay where on the waist of Ambrose. The USA title will change hands again. It will be on Kalisto's waist. The Divas Championship will stay where it's at. It will stay with Charlotte. The Tag Team Championship will change hands. It will be on the Usos. The WWE title will no longer be on Roman Reigns. It will be on Triple H. I do see this Royal Rumble being one of the better ones, one of the more entertaining ones, and definitely definitely have a lot of people talking on Monday. So with that being said, I'm in New York. It's freezing cold. I just did some shoveling. We're going through the winter storm of 2016. Jonas. Hashtag Jonas. Shovel some snow. Gotta go shovel some more snow again. Driveway got filled back up with snow again. So with that being said, you know, thank you for listening again. Like I said, if you have any questions, any inquiries, anything you want to say, any corrections that need to be made on my part, send it to rmssshow@gmail.com. That is rmssshow@gmail.com. Put it towards Machine 2.0, Bruce Rude, or Kenny V. All right. With that being said, you know, enjoy the Rumble. Stay safe. Subscribe to the channel. The Rumble Mania Slam Survivor Show. Talk to you later.